Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Oh, flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let Citi relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah. Welcome to the Traffic Avenue.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Oh, flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let Citi relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you.
City 97.3. Accra.
The traffic.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at the Braka in Accra. My name is Selom Adunu. Tonight I'm here with
Akosia Oche.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes.
Ghana claimed the termination was due to GPGC's failure to meet certain contractual terms, but the tribunal disagreed, awarding GPGC $134 million in damages.
Ghana to pay in excess of $111 million in arbitral award for wrongfully repudiating a power purchase agreement it had with the Ghana Power Generation Company. Meanwhile, Ghana failed to challenge the award even though granted extension of time. We'll get some answers tonight on Eyewitness News. Also coming up, minority poo-poo's Cocobod's decision to resort to self-financing to purchase cocoa beans for the 2024-2025 cocoa crop season, describing it as a face-saving measure after what they say is mismanagement of the sector. Also on Eyewitness News, we will touch base with stakeholders after low turnout for day 2 of the Electoral Commission's voter registration exercise. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Producer price inflation increases again, with the July figure reaching 29.1%.
Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. Also, we are on Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli in the Upper West region, and Jirapa 96.1 FM also in the Upper West region. In the Upper East region, this is Recast 92.1 FM at Bongo Namu. In the Northern region, North Star 92.1 radio at Tamale. Also in the Northeast region, this is Nobia 98.1 FM at Narelu, and in the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, and Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Shanti region, Focus 94.3 FM on KNUST campus in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, this is Sela Radio 97.1 at Dabala, and Holy FM 98.5 at Aflao. In the Savannah region, this is Kasha 99.5 FM at Damango. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. You can follow me on X or Twitter at Selom Adunu. The hashtag, as always, is City Newsroom. We take our very first story. Akosia.
The government of Ghana has been ordered to pay over $100 million along with obligatory post-judgment interest by a District of Columbia court in the United States, which granted a motion for default judgment in favor of the Ghana Power Generation Company. Or the ruling follows Ghana's disregard of a previous tribunal verdict from the United Kingdom. There's more in this report.
The dispute arose after Ghana terminated a power purchase agreement with GPGC on February 18, 2018. On January 26, 2021, the UK tribunal issued its final award, finding that Ghana had breached its contractual obligations. Ghana claimed the termination was due to GPGC's failure to meet certain contractual terms, but the tribunal disagreed, awarding GPGC $134 million in damages. This amount was calculated using the early termination payment formula outlined in the contract and included over $3 million for GPGC's arbitration fees and expenses. Despite the ruling, Ghana made partial payments totaling $1.8 million, leaving a significant outstanding balance. After unsuccessful attempts to secure the remaining payments from Ghana, GPGC filed a case in the U.S. District Court on January 19, 2024, under the New York Convention and Federal Arbitration Act. Court records show that Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Shelia Cocobod, received the court petition on January 23, 2024, and a signed certification of receipt confirmed delivery of the documents to Ghana on January 29, 2024. However, Ghana did not appear in court or respond by the deadline of March 29, 2024. In its ruling on the matter, the District of Columbia Court awarded a $111 million judgment in favor of GPGC with an additional mandatory post-judgment interest. The court asserted its jurisdiction based on the New York Convention, which the U.S. has adopted, recognizing arbitral awards made in the UK. The court also noted that in the power purchase agreement, Ghana had agreed to international arbitration and expressly waived its sovereign immunity. Regardless of the party's nationality or residency, the convention requires member states to recognize and enforce such awards.
That was a news desk report filed by Edna Agnes Boachi.
Let's get some answers from the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah Damin, who is the principal legal advisor to the government of Ghana. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Has this particular memorandum opinion issued by the United States District Court in the matter between the GPGC Limited and the government of Ghana come to your attention? And it is dated the 6th of August 2024.
Good evening to your listeners, and thank you very much. Yes, I'm aware of this.
And according to the opinion, Ghana failed to even challenge the award after it applied and was granted extension of time. Why did Ghana fail to challenge
I think
the
the
award in
point
the first place?
so I think all these matters have been discussed on your network over the years. It's an award that was given way back in January 2021. It was definitely before I was appointed Attorney General of the Republic. And as you know, arbitration awards are final. So once the award was given, it had finality. Award was given in January 2021. So the obligation of the government then would be to pay. Indeed, we say the awards are final, arbitral awards are final, because unless you can show some fraud in the process by which the award or the judgment was obtained, or maybe some denial of justice, it cannot be set aside. So I think it is important to point out that these awards were given, or this award was given way back in January 2021, and the government since then has had the obligation to pay. And indeed, they've been making an effort to pay. It is a failure to exhaust payment, which has led to the company seeking enforcement orders in other jurisdictions. So it is not a case where there has been a new judgment or a fresh award given by any court or tribunal anyway at all.
Exactly the case. So, what is the discussion? Have you engaged the company?
No, but I think the failure to pay clearly. I mean, I think the failure to pay clearly is not mine. The duty to pay too is not mine. That's the Minister for Finance's responsibility. The Minister for Finance owes a duty to pay. The Minister for Finance, together the Minister for Energy, owe a duty to liquidate this award, which, as I said, predated my tenure as Attorney General. And of course, they will make an effort to pay. So really, I cannot answer. I think the best person to answer for why there has been a failure to consummate payment of the judgment debt will be the Minister for Finance.
Surely, so, but I think yes. Attorney General, you should be interested in knowing whether or not the Finance Ministry is making efforts to settle Ghana's indebtedness to the country. You should certainly be interested.
Of course, the necessary discussions have been had with the Minister of Finance. But I would also find out from you. Are you also interested in knowing why the Minister of Finance has not paid? Would it also be appropriate to ask the Minister of Finance directly?
Yes, but since you are Attorney General, we thought it wise to come to you first to understand what you have done in respect of this before. Yes.
No problem with that, and that is why I'm answering questions. But I'm saying that the impression that has been certificated by the publication that I've seen today, another judgment debt, a new judgment debt, a U.S. court award. There's no U.S. court which has awarded judgment against the government of Ghana. It is only an enforcement order, and that enforcement order is an account of a failure to pay a judgment debt which accrued way back in January 2021 as a result of an award that was given at that time, and at the time that I was Attorney General. So I think that the matters were put in proper perspective, and for me, significantly, it highlights the significance of the progress Ghana has made when it comes to international arbitration. Because if you will recall, in my tenure as Attorney General, there have been very huge arbitration claims against the government of Ghana, many running to billions of dollars and all that. And to date, I'm very confident and very proud to say that to date, there has not been a single arbitration award against the government of Ghana in my tenure as Attorney General. And that is something that is worth celebrating. Recently, when the ENI award was given, and there was a partial determination which indicated that the letter written by the Minister for Energy was written contrary to law. but all the financial claims of ENI, initially in the sum of $7 billion, and subsequently which was reduced to $950 million after a contest by the government of Ghana, were also dismissed. All of the financial claims were dismissed. Some people sought to dismiss it as nothing. But I'm saying it's very significant. I mean, can you imagine what would have happened to a nation if $950 million or any fraction of it had been awarded against the government? Even this $134 million awarded way back in January 2021, the government is starting to pay. So I think that we sometimes might give credit where it is due.
Yeah, of course, we'll give credit where it is due. But just for information purposes, were you not part of the legal team that represented Ghana in this particular GC Limited matter?
Well, the decision to contest any claim is made by the attorney of the day. It's the attorney of the day.
And you were deputy.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yes. And we don't hope to.
The award was given.
We don't seek to litigate the matter. We don't seek to litigate the matter.
So the most important point is that the award was given way back in January 2021. It must be paid. And I'm saying that the government of Ghana has made efforts to pay, to satisfy part of the award.
No, but
the only outstanding matter is that the rest must be paid.
But it does appear that the Attorney General of the day is seeking to distance himself from a process he was part of as far back as 2021.
That was a clear impression that was created by various publications today. Today, various publications on radio as well as on the internet sought to create the impression that there has been another judgment debt. But there's no other judgment debt. It is the original one, which has been discussed many times on Citi FM and all other stations, which is being enforced. And indeed, it is in my right to make the clear distinction that in my tenure as Attorney General, there has not been any such arbitral award or even any international arbitration award against the government of Ghana.
Very well.
All financial claims against the government of Ghana have been hotly contested and indeed have been won so far.
Very well, but it's also important to point out that at the time you were Deputy Attorney General and also a member of the legal team that dealt with this matter. But in our engagement with people close to the matter, it does appear that the two sides are trying to get a settlement agreement signed, but it does appear that the government of Ghana is delaying to sign and interest keeps accruing. That surely isn't a good sign.
Well, I'm not aware of the nitty-gritties of the settlement process because, as I said, it is really a matter within the domain of the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Finance. What I am aware of is that there was a request for the Office of Attorney General to review a settlement process that has been engaged in between the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy on one side, and the judgment debtors on the other side. The judgment creditors, on the other side. And my view really pointed to lapses in terms of some of the terms of settlements, and I did not agree with it, and so that was sent back for them to take a look at it again. It is my responsibility as the Attorney General of the day when any settlement is about to be engaged in to ensure that the terms are such as will be in the best of interest of the public of Ghana.
I see, but the company, we understand, is threatening that if nothing is done, they will move to seize Regina House in London, where Ghana's High Commission is. You should certainly be concerned about this as Attorney General.
So that occurred, and I'm also happy to state that property has been released from attachment. Yes, we dealt with it some time ago. Secondly, I must also stress again that the duty to settle or to negotiate the specific terms of settlement with GPGC is between the Minister of Finance and Minister of Energy, and not really that of the Attorney General. My obligation will only be to review the terms as will be agreed by the two institutions and then ascertain that they are in the best of interest of the nation.
But will you follow up to ensure that the terms are drawn quickly so that Ghana does not face any embarrassing situation on the international scene?
I think you should rather find out from Minister of Finance, Minister of Energy why or what steps have been taken to pay rather than the Attorney General, with all respect.
Of course, but if Ghana's property abroad is seized, the Attorney General will be called to do something necessarily, even though it will be the Ministry of Finance's job to make the payment. So the Attorney General should surely be concerned and be following up on payment arrangements by the Finance Ministry.
I'm not expressing a lack of concern. I'm not expressing a lack of concern about the process. I've already indicated that some time ago we took steps to free the properties landing from an attachment. And I'm also stating that indeed the payment of the money is not in my domain. I'm not the control of the public purse. The person who, with all respect, is responsible for ensuring that payment is done is the Minister of Finance.
Very well, but for those who are following or hearing the matter for the first time, I mean, what really was the advice of the Attorney General in respect of the termination of the contract that the government of Ghana had with GPGC? What did the Attorney General advise before the Ministry of Finance or Energy went ahead to terminate or repudiate the agreement?
I do not recall because I'm not the Attorney General. What I recall is that there was a team constituted made up of officials of the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy, in particular technical persons from Ministry of Energy and its relevant institutions, which determined that indeed there was excess power supply and accordingly advised Cabinet and the Cabinet to the decision. I was not a member of Cabinet at that time. I don't know the specific considerations that went into it.
Will you be interested in bringing the two parties together, for example, the company and the Ministry of Finance, to ensure that we have a smooth process to ensure that Ghana doesn't face any difficult or embarrassing situation?
Well, you're seeking to make me fully responsible for answering all the questions. I think that if the Minister of Finance is responsible for a specific subject matter, you ought to ask them appropriately. There is a reason why there's division of labor in government. The division of labor, the Attorney General is the principal legal advisor to the government. The Minister of Finance is responsible for managing the public purse. The Minister of Energy is responsible for ensuring that the energy demands of the nation are satisfied. And therefore, you must recognize the need for that division of labor.
I do, but as a public officer, I mean, mindful of the public purse and all of that, you should be concerned as well that non-payment is leading to further accrual of interest, which in the end will disturb the coffers of Ghana.
This question was asked earlier on, and I indicated that I'm not expressing lack of concern, and all the necessary steps will be taken as far as the extent of my duties under the Constitution require.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Damin, for speaking to us on this matter. Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Damin responding to the memorandum opinion issued by the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia in the matter involving the Ghana Power Generation Company and the government of Ghana. They had an agreement to build a power plant, but that agreement was repudiated in 2018 or so. They took the matter up, and an arbitral award of $134 million was awarded them. Ghana is failed to pay, and now they have gone to seek enforcement of that. And this decision came on the 6th of August 2024. But the Attorney General is telling us that this happened when he was not Attorney General. But of course, he was Deputy Attorney General at the time and a member of the legal team that represented Ghana on this. The company is threatening to seize the property of Ghana outside the country if payment is not effected quickly. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break, return, and bring you more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. The Ghana Cocobod says it will begin self-financing cocoa for the 2024-2025 crop season from 2024, ending 32 years of reliance on offshore borrowing through cocoa syndication. The shift from external financing to self-funding marks a change in Cocobod's financial strategy for cocoa. Chief Executive Officer of Cocobod, Joseph Boahinedu, informed journalists that this new approach is expected to save approximately $150 million.
Is it good that always Cocobod should be heard going to borrow? Is that tag? Are we comfortable with that tag? Today you've heard that Cocobod is not going to borrow. It's quite a good time for any human being to learn his or her lessons. 32 years, we've learned our lessons, and we think that it's high time, we weaned ourselves from the offshore international financial markets and then finance the crop ourselves here. And that's exactly what we are going to do. And I think it comes with a lot of projectory benefits. If you're able to do that, because this year we send RFPs for $1.5 billion, we're going to look for $1.5 billion. Looking at interest rates last year, which were over 8%, and plus other costs, it means that we can save almost over $150 million by just not going. The decision not to go offshore alone can save us all that money.
That was Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocobod, Joseph Boahinedu.
Now, the minority in parliament is alleging that Cocobod's decision, as you just heard, to self-finance cocoa for the 2024-2025 crop season is due to the institution's declining credit worthiness. As you just heard, the chief executive of Cocobod, Joseph Boahinedu, announced that the institution will self-finance following a shift in Cocobod's financial strategy for cocoa. However, in a statement signed by the minority leader, Dr. Kesila Tuforsin, and cited by Citi News, the minority claims that the explanation provided by Cocobod is fake, lacking merit, and merely an attempt to save face. Let's speak to a member of the minority, member for Dwaboso, Kobna Minta Kando, who understands matters of this nature and joins us on the line. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. I mean, every country once in its lifetime tries to win itself of foreign, interest, etc. Ghana is seeking to do so, and Cocobod is trying to lead the way. And you're saying that it is false, it is not appropriate. Should Cocobod always be going to the international market for loans to buy, cocoa beans? Hello, good evening, sir. Hello, Mr. Kando. Well, we don't have the Honorable Kwabna Mita Kando on the line. The minority is issued a statement stating that, the real reasons for Cocobod seeking to self-finance have been masked, and they say that it is as a result of mismanagement, which has led to over 12 billion debt the Cocobod is incurred in the last 7 years under the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. And we're seeking to get some explanations from them in respect of how they were able to arrive at this. Kosia has some more.
Yeah, let's still stay with this matter because cocoa farmers have described as mere political talk the latest decision by the Ghana Cocobod to transition to self-financing for 2024-2025 cocoa crop season starting in September 2024. President of the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association, Stephen Singh Ananibuating, said the new stance by Cocobod is not feasible.
And we have all these professionals around. And as we are speaking, we have doctors, professors, and those people, emeritus professors as well in the industry, where they are doing a lot of research. But we never see that one day they said they have done it and making the adding value to cocoa.
That was President of the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association, Stephen Singh Ananibuating.
Let's get back to the phone lines. The Honorable Kwabena Kando has joined us on the line. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Cocobod is seeking to self-finance, and you say that the real reason for their seeking to self-finance is because of mismanagement that has occurred at the Cocobod. What exactly do you mean, sir?
And this approach and this communication is face-saving. And yourself must clearly show so.
I see. So what exactly it's your position? The fact that
let me I'll get there. You understand where I'm coming from. For the past 7 consecutive years.
Honorable, sorry, your line is terrible. Maybe we'll have to reach you on a better line. It's difficult, hearing you. So we'll reach on a better line. Yes, we'll reach you on a better line. We'll call you back. We'll reach you on a better line. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We're seeking some answers from Honorable Minta Kando, but the line is giving us some difficulties. A few of the messages that you've sent to us. Emil Akwensivi in Akwamufi says, Salom, Ghana has become an orphan. Government officials are recklessly abusing her as though it has no parents. If it's not looting, then allowing others to take away from her by any means. Perhaps they will enjoy the booty behind the scenes. Ghana, I am mobile, you say. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyoini South says, Ghana looks like a crime scene under this regime, from PDS payments made to GBC to cover the All African Games, part of which cannot be accounted for. Now this, are we safe, you say? Prince Henry in Kofrodia says, good evening, Salom. So there is no day Ghanaians will wake up with no bad news under this Nana Bawumia-led MPP government. The Attorney General should resign now because he defended this when the minority spoke against the wrong termination of the said contract. Indeed, when the wicked rule, people suffer. You say, Honorable Mita Kando is back on the line. Yes, Honorable, you were making a point.
Yes, so what I was saying, the records of Cocobod must show that they can actually self-finance themselves. The records per the Auditor General report shows clearly that for the past 7 consecutive years, the Cocobod has recorded losses. And if you care to know, in 2017, they recorded a loss of not less than 395 million. In 2018, they recorded a loss of about 78.2 million. In 2019, they recorded a loss of about 320.6 million. In 2020, about 426 million. In 2021, they recorded about 2.4 billion. In 2022, they recorded about 3.2 billion. In 2023, they recorded about 4.2 billion. In all, they have recorded not less than 11 billion Ghana cedis. If the CEO of the state have recorded these for the past 7 consecutive years. Let's take money and go and buy cocoa at your margins on it, and you come back and tell us that you have recorded losses. In actual fact, what is that the international banks have rejected their proposals of about 1.5 billion US dollars because their books are clearly not just good. As I speak to you now, in the 2016-2017 cocoa year, we recorded not less than 969,000 metric tons, almost 1 million metric tons. Just last year, we are struggling to do about 4,000 metric tons. Look at the reduction. So in actual fact, the cocoa sector is on its knees. So if they are not able to buy cocoa, as the international banks have rejected the proposal, and that is the actual reason, where are they going to get the money to buy the cocoa? Where? recorded losses. It's not as though they've made some profit and savings that they are going to use that money to buy the cocoa. Is it the case that they are going to print new money to come and buy the cocoa to suit our inflation and to further weaken the currency, the cedi? Where exactly? In actual fact, those of us coming from the cocoa sector, even when for the past 7 consecutive years, when international banks have assisted the Cocobod to give us syndicated loans, there has always been delays for cocoa farmers to even get money for their produce. So clearly, what we are going to see this year is going to be a bizarre situation. So we have so many questions to answer, but all of us need to understand that it is not as though they didn't make any proposal originally, and that they sat down on their own, and that their records are clean, such that they have saved some money, some profit somewhere, and that they are going to use that money to finance this year's cocoa season. It is actually the case that they made proposal to the international bank, and that proposal has been rejected. And for now, they have no other option to come out with this option. But the questions are, one, are they going to come out to announce new prices? Because as I speak to you now, in the international market, cocoa prices have gone up. Two, they should tell us how are they going to get money to finance this cocoa season. It's clear. And so, Cocobod, they have a very abysmal record as far as the cocoa sector is concerned.
But is it also possible to mobilize the resources domestically? Is that not an option open to them?
How are they? So they need
apologies. I mean, Honorable, I think that our connection is terrible. We may have to end this. I think the point is well made, and so we are struggling really to hear you. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We just heard the Honorable Mita Akando, Member of Parliament for Dwaboso. Dwaboso is one of those cocoa growing areas in the Western North region, and so surely he understands quite a bit about the cocoa sector, and he's saying, together with the minority members of Parliament who issued a statement today, that the announcement by Cocobod to self-finance the 2024-2025 cocoa season is a face-saving measure, and that it's because they are unable, or they've been unable to raise the money internationally. Cocobod is saying that they are trying to win themselves of international financial markets after 32 years of doing same. The minority says no. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Makusa gives us more stories.
Yes, we're still staying with money-related matters. An anti-corruption campaigner, Vitus Azim, is asking for investigations into the contract between the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and the Sports Ministry over payments made for coverage of the 13th African Games. All this follows a standoff between the ministry and the state broadcaster on how much was paid. Well, while the Sports Ministry says it has paid $2.5 million directly to the GBC and $1 million to a third party on the instructions of GBC, the state broadcaster states otherwise. While speaking to City News, Vitus Azim noted the need for both parties to present the receipts of their transactions.
If you want this money to put on, close business, GBC should come out with these documents I'm talking about, and the ministry should also come out with these documents I'm talking about. And then, of course, the payment to the subcontractor, evidence of it, would also be paid, brought into public domain, so that it will be obvious who is telling the truth and who is telling lies. But again, to go further than that, there will be receipts issued when the payments were made. And the receipts, if they can't even get the original receipts, they will be counted for receipts. So I'm just saying that there's enough documentation for anybody wanting to prove that he or she is speaking the truth to put in the public domain. Yes, if they refuse, if the two institutions refuse to put these documents in the public domain, or if they put in the public domain and they don't agree, then there might be a need to do some investigation, because there is a possibility of corruption being involved. Maybe some of the money that were paid to a subcontractor did not go to a subcontractor. Maybe all of this did not go to a subcontractor. And that's where there will be a need for further investigation as where the money went to, for what purpose.
That was Anti-Corruption Crusader Vitus Azim. Now to some election-related matters. The National Peace Council has acknowledged that the deaths recorded in the 2020 elections tarnished Ghana's image despite the elections being described as peaceful. Well, the council has stated that consultations with stakeholders are ongoing to ensure that such a situation does not reoccur, asserting that an election should never result in the loss of any life. A board member of the National Peace Council, Joanna Opari, made these remarks at the ongoing public forum on media, peace and democratic consolidation in Ghana.
After the 2020 elections, there were a few issues, although we were told we had very peaceful elections. There were a few issues that the council had to take note of by all means and work on. One of them came especially from the stakeholder meeting that especially highlighted, and I quote, the deaths that were recorded in 2020 general elections had dented Ghana's image. Excellencies, under no circumstances should elections lead to the death of any lives, but this happened. To move beyond this collective pain, we have had a lot of consultations with all stakeholders, the political parties, their leadership, the media, and so on, to ensure that we are all moving in the right direction to keep Ghana as a peaceful country.
That was Joanna Opari, board member of the National Peace Council. Now, the council also lamented what it describes as a deliberate attempt by some political actors to demonize the state institutions of peace. Chairman of the Peace Council, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edujemfi, has been speaking to Citi News.
You see the attack on EC, the attack on the police, the attack on judiciary. The Peace Council is the last resort. If something happens in all of these institutions, we can't broker peace. Peace Council is the last resort to broker peace. Peace Council is also under attack. So we ask ourselves, if we demonize all these major institutions of peace, what happens to our country? We destroy the country. And it's important that the citizenry will understand these things and rally behind these institutions. The police have indicated they are the lead people in the elections. The military will only come in when the police think they need their support. They've explained it over and over. We've been on several programs and they've said this. Yet people are asking, what is the role of the military? So when you ask me those questions, I won't answer.
You think they are deliberate attempt to demonize these institutions?
Sometimes that is the way we feel. That is an attempt. And when you do those things, you are preparing the ground for chaos.
That was Chairman of the Peace Council, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edujemfi. Let's still stay with that public forum that happened in Accra today, where the Media Foundation for West Africa spoke. Well, they raised concerns about the stability of Ghana ahead of the upcoming December election, citing a surge in violent rhetoric from political actors. The Media Foundation for West Africa's warning follows recent statements by some political parties expressing reluctance to commit to the peace pact, alongside declarations by political actors vowing to win power at any cost. Well, these and other alarming comments have sparked fears about the potential disruption of peace during the general election. Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, while speaking at the event, indicated that Ghanaians should be deeply concerned as such hate speeches could undermine the nation's long-standing peace.
The issues of misinformation, polarizing narratives, and in the last couple of weeks in particular, we've heard from political representatives narratives that are, should I say, pro-violence. Whether a party would sign the peace accord or not, whether a party would sacrifice the elections or sacrifice power on the altar of peace, and so on and so forth. Who has thick muscles and who doesn't have thick muscles? We've heard all of that. There are accusations about whether state actors are doing what they have to do. There are accusations against security agencies. And of course, there are accusations against the elections management body. All of these should get all of us worried about the upcoming elections, the 9th, in the series of elections since 1992.
Meanwhile, the executive director for the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abraham, also urged media practitioners to demand that political actors provide evidence to support their claims.
Those of us gathered here who may not usually be on the front line of politics get to hear all the vile rhetoric through the media. And only yesterday, I had cause to say to the media that we must do everything possible to ensure that we are not used as conveyor belts and megaphones to just blare out and convey whatever politicians are saying. It is time for us to be inquisitive, to be interrogative, and to insist on people proving whatever they claim.
You had the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abraham.
Now let's speak to someone who's been following these matters and been making comments or commentary on how Ghanaians should conduct themselves before, during, and after the elections in order to maintain peace and tranquility in the country. He is Reverend Dr. Kwabena Opuni-Frimpong, is the lead convener, the executive director for the Alliance for Christian Advocacy Africa, and also a former General Secretary of the Ghana Christian Council. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. The discussions, have been growing these days, and we've seen the commentary on political platforms. Others saying that they won't sign the peace pact, some saying they will not sacrifice power for peace, and all of that. I mean, given where you stand, how do these comments come to you?
Shalom. Let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners. And let me just for the purpose of our conversation, say that we need Democrats to practice democracy. We can't sustain our democracy without our Democrats. What it means is when we ask people to sign the peace pact, we are just building our democratic culture. It doesn't suggest that the peace pact make Ghanaians and Ghanaian institutions angels and faultless. That's not the essence of the peace pact. I've been part of it, the KNUST Great Wall Wonder, Santehinen, and all the others. I was in the room. The peace pact is affirmation that we are going for a contest. By all means, somebody will win, somebody may lose, but all the parties must commit to peace, meaning that whether you win or you lose, you accept the results. And two, you will use legal and acceptable means if you are not satisfied with the process. But you will not mobilize people, you won't go on the street, you won't bear lorry ties, you won't mobilize arms, guns, and anything. That's the essence. It doesn't mean we are going to have a faultless, perfect election. So I would still want to go by what former President Mahama has said, that as a family, as a political party, NDC had not made a decision that whether they will sign or they will not sign. They have not made that decision. And I pray that the members in the NDC must go by that, and we should end the conversation there. We plead with the chairman of the NDC, Big Father Siedun Ketia, that we need Democrats to practice democracy. We as a country, we are saying as part of our democratic culture, we commit to acceptance of election results, and we commit to using legal and acceptable processes in making correction. We will not mobilize people to the street. That's the essence of the peace pact, and we must all commit to it. 2024 general election. Hello.
Very well, but yes, we heard from our President Mahama and all of that, but Asiedun Ketia sought to support his view of signing or not the peace pact with the fact that when about 8 people were killed in the last election, we've not seen any action. I mean, appearing to be disappointed in moral society. I mean, the Peace Council, the Christian Council, faith-based organization, even CSOs, nobody said anything, and nobody is being called to account for the lives of 8 people. So I think his question really was, what's the point really in signing the peace pact when nobody is held accountable? People do things anyhow. How do we fashion out a democracy where there is no accountability?
I at any point in time, I agree with Mr. Sedun Keti on the 8 people who died during the 2020 general election, and 3.5 years, close to 4 years, as a country, we have not prosecuted any person, no compensation. It is a very unfortunate thing that we are witnessing as a country. We trust Ghana Police Service that if they want to find those people, they are more than able to do that. It's a shameful part of our electoral system. In fact, it's not just even 2020. Salom, you may ask some of your people assisting in the studio just to Google electoral deaths in Ghana, just at random, electoral deaths in Ghana. And almost the 8 elections we have heard under the Fourth Republic, each one of them records a death, electoral death. As for the violence, people losing their eyes, hands, bloodshed. And it's a shameful, sometimes you ask yourself, why are our leaders not worried about these electoral violence and electoral death? Our hands are so bloody, and we must be worried as a country. It's not only the 2020, almost every the 8th election, there's a record of death. But again, the recent one is the 8th that we recorded in 2020. For me, going to 2024 election, if the government and the Ghana Police Service can give Ghanaians evidence that at least if even we have not come to completion, the process is when we know those people we are prosecuting, they will add to the peace process. But Salom, I will say again that the peace pact doesn't suggest that we will not have pockets of violence and some of the things you have just raised, especially coming from Mr. Sedun Ketia. But no matter what, we will use the legal processes. We will accept the results. However, I will also identify myself with the fact that we must find those people who killed the 8 people and prosecute them, and if need be, even find compensation for those they have left behind.
Well, what will you say to institutions of state which have specific roles in this era, the Electoral Commission, the Peace Council, etc.? What will be your word to them?
You see, I am a member of the IPAC on observer status. And so I've been attending all the IPAC Inter-Party Advisory Committee meetings where all the political parties we meet. And I will still want the Electoral Commission to deepen its transparency effort. But, Salom, it is, I mean, 1 or 2 people, EC people can misbehave. Recently, we saw something from Yendi and other places. But on the whole, it's difficult for the Electoral Commission as a body to steal results for anybody. It's not as simple as that. Unfortunately, when they also appoint non-party members to the Electoral Commission, they end up fueling some of this agitation. Those people may not do that, but the mere fact that we have non-party officials becoming UC commissioners, sometimes there are people, even if they have not done anything, the mere fact that they are eating with the devil is difficult for them to claim their innocence. So I would say, especially the Ghana Police Service, and then the party officials, I think that's where the problem is coming. And here's both the NDC and the MPP. They are, recent statement that they are making. We will not hand over to anybody. Then you hear the other person, we have the men. We are bringing our men. And they are fueling this. And if anything at all, why EC must be more transparent. Ghana Police Service must not have favorite sons and daughters in any political parties. The 2 leading political parties must accept that they are fueling the tension in the system with their public utterances. And if they have pastors, imam, traditional leaders among them, statement among them, they must speak truth to power. That you can't go to public rally and say that we will not hand power to anybody. Or, on the other hand, also we have the men, we are mobilizing the men, and we will show them this, and we will prove to them that we've had enough over the years. Let peace prevail, and let's be mindful of our public utterances.
So who can call these errant politicians to order? Do we have any group or any person or institution in the country that can call these errant politicians to order?
Yes, we quickly go for the Peace Council because it's a state institution to guarantee, what you have just called for. You have the Council of State that's supposed to be non-partisan, a father figure. You have bodies you mentioned earlier on Christian Council, Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference, even imams, because we have presented ourselves as institutions of calm, all the bodies I've just mentioned. But above all, the parties themselves, they have mature men and women in those parties who must, behind the scenes, closed-door meetings, heal the wounds among themselves, who must talk to their own people. We must have people in MPP who will just talk to people that this is not the MPP we want. Stop. We need people in NDC who behind the scene, even if they must come public and condemn their own. It's very worrying that when there are people come out, you can't get a single person in MPP going public that, yes, you are part of us, but this, your comment is unacceptable. You don't get somebody from NDC. Yes, recently, for instance, President Mahama said that he wouldn't supervise, even a thread of a hair from, somebody losing a head, a blood. But when your people are talking like that, you don't rebuke them. We don't hear you in public. It's not only President Mahama. Then Akufo do the same. When your people are saying we are not going to hand power to today, tomorrow to anybody, somebody say we are Democrats. Rebuke your own for the sake of our national cohesion. Let's hear MPP people rebuking their own, NDC rebuking their own. But above all, the state institutions that are supposed to be institutions of calm must be up and doing it, especially as we get closer to December. Salam.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kobno Punifrimpong, former General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, for speaking to us on this particular matter. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Some of your messages that have been coming to Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema says the Attorney General cannot exonerate himself from this mess. Instead of him to focus on his work, he's busy plotting to unlawfully prosecute persons. This one from Leviticus Powers in Kaswa says the NDC is just throwing dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. 2017 losses was as a result of the 2016 activities of Cocobod that only crystallized in that year. Dr. Bawumia, the incoming president, is poised to deal with all challenges regards to Honorable MP and Minister Mavis Kumsin. Aka Paul Jr. from Hafamim says, why is the minority in Parliament bent on virtually doing anything that seemed to bring opposing everything that seemed to bring development? We are getting tired of their incessant attempts to hold the country to ransom. Azameti says, hello, Selam. I respectfully want to ask what the Attorney General was doing to challenge the judgment that can we Ghanaians say he has caused financial loss to the state, or this should be seen as the norm? Jones Adoboy in La says, good evening, Selam. This government is just in to collapse the country. Hardly does a day pass and you don't hear about any scandal. They have come to still kill and destroy. God help us, you say. Hardy from Pig Farm says, Mother Ghana is finished under the super incompetent and substandard government, which is creating and looting and sharing. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have City Business News. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi. Now what time when you come back where I no hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. sector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel. Say Excellium. Choose Excellium. Choose quality.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Choboy! Yeah. We have a new leader in town. Obiarenti. Amafo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal packed with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
City Business News and Eyewitness News. I am Akusia Ochi. The details now. Latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that the producer price inflation rate for July 2024 was 29.1%. This rate represents a 3.5 percentage point increase in producer inflation relative to the rate recorded in June last year, or this year rather, 2024. Also, the month-on-month change in the PPI between June 2024 and July 2024 was 3.7%. Or the producer price index measures the average change over time in the selling prices of goods and services as received by domestic producers. Per the data, the producer price inflation in the industry sector, excluding the construction sector, increased from 32.3% in June 2024 to 37.9% in July this year. The rate in the construction sector increased to 30.5% in July this year. In the services sector, the rate increased from 12.1% in June this year to 12.6% in July this year. Away from that, over 5 billion cedis nearly lost due to financial irregularities within the public service has been recovered as revenue for the country, according to the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Oduro-Osai. This represents a 32% reduction in financial irregularities within the public sector over the past year. I was speaking at the 2024 Annual Internal Audit Conference in Accra. Dr. Oduro-Osai underscored that the agency will continue its efforts to minimize such financial misappropriations.
Public sector internal auditors deserve to be applauded because we have held the system in check for the past 1 year. This has led to a significant reduction in the financial irregularities in the public sector by a whopping percentage of 32%. Prof. Chair, this translates to a savings of over 5 billion Ghana cedis.
You heard that from the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Oduro-Osai. Now, the management of Kumasi City Mall has served notice to auction items left behind by former tenants if they are not retrieved within 21 days. In a public notice, management urged the affected ex-tenants to contact them immediately to arrange the retrieval of their belongings. The notice specifically listed 5 former tenants with items still in the mall's custody, including Wally Gadgets Company Limited, Shaka Zulu Limited, Sojan Company Limited, Kintech Limited, and Ifwa Kunedu Berima. Or the management warned that if these ex-tenants fail to collect their items within the specific period, the mall will proceed with the auction of items without a reserve price. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has stressed the importance of updating tax policies to capture revenue from the rapidly growing e-commerce sector. Commissioner General of the authority, Julie Esiam, expressed concern that current tax frameworks are insufficient to regulate and manage the complexities of e-commerce activities. Addressing the 12th Annual International Tax Conference today, themed Balancing Tax Policy and Private Sector Development, Julie Esiam underscored the necessity for new policies to bridge this critical gap.
Our traditional tax frameworks were not designed to accommodate the complexities that we're seeing with digital transactions that often span multiple jurisdictions across borders. And as a result, there's a pressing need to develop tax policies that effectively capture revenue from the digital economy while supporting the growth of e-commerce businesses, which has come to stay. Our approach to e-commerce taxation is not solely about revenue generation, please. It is also about creating a level playing field for all businesses by ensuring that online businesses are subject to the same tax obligations that their brick and mortar counterparts.
That was the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Julie Esiam. The Ghana Chamber of Mines has indicated that it is determined to meet its gold production target of 4.3 million ounces by the close of 2024. Well, despite facing industry challenges, the Chamber remains optimistic, pointing to ongoing retooling initiatives and efforts as key drivers of a positive outlook for the year. Chief Executive Officer Suleimanu Kone has been speaking to the media on the sidelines of the 6th HR conference of the Chamber held in Accra under the theme Navigating the New Normal, HR Innovation for Sustainability.
I think it's looking good. We are hoping that we would do much better than we did last year. Pricing is good. The price of gold generally is quite healthy, although costs are also escalating. However, it's important that we ramp up production. And you don't just ramp up production. We should have that pipeline already. And that's why all the issues we've been speaking about, the issues around promoting exploration, making sure that we have that pipeline of projects coming up so that we are ready even before we see the healthy price of the major commodity.
That was Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Suleimanu Kone. Finally, before we go, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has disclosed intentions to sign a memorandum of understanding with all potential governments ahead of the upcoming elections. Well, the president of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, explains that the undertaking with the political parties is to ensure accountability from the party that eventually forms the next government. He has been sharing highlights on the subject in this interview with Citi Business News.
It's also a way to assess those who really want to perform on these manifestos. I don't think it will be a big deal for anybody to pledge towards their own manifestos. I think we have to depart from what has been going on in the past for us to know that at least this time around, people of Ghana are demanding some kind of accountability for some of these promises and intentions. The manifesto, as you know, is an intention, but then also we are using it as a bait to bait Ghanaians. So then we also have the responsibility to make sure that you perform on it when one assumes power.
President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng. Wrapping up the Wednesday edition of the Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, I am Akosia Ochi. To stay with us, up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, Just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind said be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My name is Salom Adunu. Today is day 2 of the Electoral Commission's voter exhibition exercise. Started yesterday. We're touching base with some stakeholders in the process to pick the assessment of the exercise so far. To Deputy Director of IT for the NDC, Rashid Tanko Computer, for the party's assessment of what has been happening so far. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Your party obviously has been assessing the process, the exhibition exercise for the past 2 days. What have you seen and what is your assessment?
Salam, let me say good evening to you and the cherished listeners. Clearly, this electoral commission, they don't learn from their mistakes. We always point out these things to them early enough, but these people will never learn anything from whatever problem they encountered previous exercise. Now, this exhibition started on the 20th. The 2 days, most of the constituencies do not have the full complement of the registers. The registers that they've sent out to display fell short of the composite register that they are supposed to send, because we have 4 different registers that are put together to have one composite register. That is the 2020 register, 2023 limited register, 2024 limited register, and then the mop-up. And so they have to put all this together into one document and go and exhibit that. The other ones are just lists which are applicable to certain polling stations, not all polling stations. For instance, proxy list cannot be found in all polling stations. It's understandable. Exemption list, not all polling stations you might have that. Multiple register list, not all polling stations you will have that. Transfer list and absentees list. So this one is understandable. But the main registers is there. The composite one, every polling station must have one. And so we're expecting that the 41,000 polling stations that they are doing the exhibition should have the composite register. But that's not what we have in the field. That is not what they put out there.
What do you have in the field? What did they put out in the field?
What they put out is that there are segmentation of registers. You see, you go to one constituency, you are likely to see the composite one. Another constituency polling station, you only see 2020, 2023 register. You don't have the others. The others are not there. And so you go to another area, you will see that only they will only display only the 2020 register. You won't have the other registers of 2023 and 2024 limited one. And so this is the challenge in the field as we speak now.
So how are people, checking their names in the register? How is it happening? So if somebody comes and the person's name is in the register, which you say is not there, what happens?
That is the problem. They have to ask the person to go and come. As we speak now, some of the centers, they've started withdrawing the one they sent earlier. You know, they had printed this register long since without giving us the PVR. So it was our insistence, our pressure that we put on them, that they realized that if they give us that kind of register without making sure that they synchronize all this data together and give us, we will point out the problems in it. So they took time to now try to sanitize the register before they give us the final document. Unfortunately, on their part, we realize that they have printed this one and sent it out. You see, they should learn their lessons.
So you're saying that they printed the ones they sent out before giving you the parties, the register as you called for?
That is it. So what we have is the composite register. But what they have sent out for the exhibition on the 20th is not the one that we have, because that one there, they had printed that one without making sure that they synchronize the 4 registers together. But we were not ready to take that kind of thing. And that is why we said they should have taken their time and then make sure that even if they're given, we would have helped them to make sure that they have the best of register. Nonetheless, they have given us one. We have taken our time to study. Even the one they've given it, the composite one they've given us, we have challenges with it. We have seen a lot of problems in it, and we want to take it up with the Electoral Commission themselves, because we have catalogued some of the difficulties we have seen with the PVR they've given us. And I can give you one example. We have checked that one polling station transfer list. How can a transfer list has about almost 1,000 plus names in one polling station as a transfer list? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense completely.
I see. So have you brought these concerns to the knowledge or notice of the EC?
That's why I'm saying that we are cataloging, we will catalog all these concerns, the issues that we have identified in the provisional voter register, and we will engage them. In fact, leadership is looking at it. We will take time to engage them on it. Apart from the problems that we have encountered in the field, some of the issues that we have seen in the field, we have a call center that is, in fact, daily for the past 2 days, they have been gathering all these problems. We have also seen that some people were inadvertently transferred without their knowledge. They've just transferred them from one polling station to another without them knowing. They went to check their names and they realized that where they used to vote, their names are not in that polling station. They had to go trace to another polling station and found their names there. How did that happen? Only God knows. So that's why we're encouraging people to go out and check your name, because this current Electoral Commission, it appears there's something wrong with their systems. And then people's names being swapped. Somebody used their short code, and the name they've given him as his polling station, his name on the register is different from what he has on the ID card. And so all these problems are stirring them. And I think because they just didn't take their time, or this difficulty of their IT setup, is exposing them big time. And I think they must sit up.
Surely, I think that's the essence for the exhibition exercise, so that people identify or people see what the errors are and get them corrected. So how are you encouraging your people to go out there and then check their names?
Well, we have spoken to our executive, constituency executive, regional executive, and branch executive to whip up interest. And that is why we're looking for the register, so that this register will help them to bring out the people, because they will see them. They live with them in the community. and they will appeal to them to come and check. They are not going to use the register as if they are exhibition officers. No, but they are to use those registers to encourage the people to come out to check their names. Because the issues that we have seen in the register, mind-boggling. There are a lot of issues that if you don't go and check your name, you are sitting there holding an ID card, your guess is as good as mine. Because what we have seen so far, they would have put you to a different polling station without your knowledge. Some people, they vote on polling station A, now they've gone to see their names being appearing on polling station B. If you hadn't gone to check,
are these not isolated instances?
This is a serious matter. Only voting day, you go and queue on polling station A. It comes to your time and they'll tell you your name is not in that register. Are you going to go and queue the last line again in polling station B? It's a means of disenfranchising somebody. That's what we call voter apathy. It can create somebody, this apathy, the person will say, we come and I won't go again. Imagine you standing on a queue for 2 hours only to be told that is not your polling station. How many people have that patience to stand and go and queue another polling station?
I see.
So these are all strategies that the people use in rigging elections. So that's why we are calling on people to make sure they go and check. Because the tendency of them putting your name in a different polling station without your knowledge, like areas that we realize that some people have been transferred without their knowledge. Because he never asked for any transfer, but he went to check his name. His name is not in the polling station he used to vote. It's now on a different polling station altogether.
Very well. Let's get some answers from the Electoral Commission. Thank you so much, Dr. Rashid Tanko, Computer, Deputy Director of IT for the NDC. Now, let's speak to the Electoral Commission. Dr. Siribo Kwaku is the Director of Training at the Commission. He joins us on the line now. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. This is day 2 of the exhibition exercise. What is the Commission's assessment so far?
Good evening, my brother. My regards to everybody, including my friend Dr. Computer. By the grace of God, the momentum is gathering, and today was an improvement upon yesterday.
If you say today is an improvement upon yesterday, in terms of what?
With respect to the attendance.
Okay, so a number of issues have been raised by your friend Dr. Computer. He says that the list or the register at some places is not a composite. What can you say about that?
No, what the is aware that we couldn't have waited for the mop-up before we do the printing. Other than that, we will not be able to do the exhibition this month. So what we did was to print the registers for 2003, the 2004 limited registration as one document. Then we printed the supplementary one as the supplementary document. So that is what is on the field. So you will see the 2020, 2023, 2024, the main limited registration as one document. Then the mop-up comes as a supplementary one. So those who didn't have the police station that didn't have any registration for the mop-up will have already the composite register.
I see. So he also says that certain people have been transferred without their knowledge. What can you say about that too?
What I know is that, for example, if the threshold is 750. So assuming there's a polling station with 750 registered voters, then after the mop-up and the multiple registration and whatever, if the number goes down to less than the 750, the rest, the A and B will be merged into one register. Because it's the same register that has been placed before they've gone beyond the threshold. So if, for example, we did transfers, we did a special voting. So if numbers from that particular police station leave the register and they will go below the 750, they will be merged into one register. And in some cases too, they were less than 750, but the mop-up and the transfers have made them more than 750. They will have to be split. So the threshold can bring about, but when it is split, it's the same location. There you have two centers, the A and B. We don't take them to another location. So if it's, let's say, GSS, you have GSS-A, GSS-B. Yeah, you get my point.
Yes,
so
but
the threshold,
did the parties, were the parties aware of this arrangement? Because it came to them as a surprise.
They know that whenever the threshold was split, some could be split into even 3. They know.
I see. There was an issue also about, wrong code or code error. What can you say about that as well?
I don't know what do you mean
so
by
the former chairman of the PNC and also flag bearer hopeful Bernard Mona, in speaking to us today, expressed frustration with the short code provided for checking details in the voters register. He said it's not functional. You just take a few seconds and listen to him.
No, what I know is that it is all the networks are using the same code, but some said that they were having challenges, and we consulted the service providers, and they said that they have also identified, so they are rectifying. So but it's still some are still going through. But I don't know whether it is the heavy nature of the traffic, whatever. But we have told them, and they are looking at it. So the code is working. You can try it yourself.
I see. So given all the challenges we are seeing so far, I mean, is the EC working to correct them before the process ends, or I mean, how are you hoping to do that? And are you engaging the parties, collating their observations so you can improve upon the process before it ends?
But my brother, what is the essence of exhibition? Exhibition is done so that wrong names could be corrected, wrong ages could be corrected, wrong sexes could be corrected, missing names could be included, existing names which are not qualified will be deleted. So the essence of exhibition is to correct all the issues that people are talking about. But some of them are not mistakes. They are as a result of the movement of the voters that can increase the number of the polling stations to cross the threshold for it to be split, or reducing the number below the threshold so that the 2 registers will be made. So if you're using maybe, for example, 2020 register and it is split, it could be possible that split could be combined to 1 register now, or you have only 1 register, maybe materially GSS, but now because of the crossing of the threshold, that register could be split into A and B.
I see. So, for example, I know it's also a season where you allow people to take out some names, maybe deceased persons, etc. So, what's the process? What documentation must a person bring before a name can be deleted? I mean, so that people don't just come and take out people's names. What documentation to somebody bring?
We said that if your relative is diseased, you go there with the burial certificate, death certificate, or the funeral poster. And when you go there, the exhibition is living within the same community. So once they are convinced, then they will also comment on it and submit the document to be sent to the district station officer, who is a judge, to also adjudicate on that and certify whether it is true and give approval for them to be deleted.
I see. Somebody just sent in a text message to say that the code he used to check, I mean, deductions were made, when he used the code to check.
It's a service charge.
Yes, and that he's not even received any response yet. But the charge has been deducted.
When you send it, they will deduct it before they process it for you.
Yes, but in this case, the message hasn't come. No response has come, but the charge is being deducted.
Some are having that challenge, but automatically they are supposed to rectify that, and you get the message.
Very well. So, I mean, what are you doing to improve patronage of the process? I mean, I know historically exhibition exercises have recorded low turnouts, but is there anything particular you are doing about this year to ensure that more people turn out? I've seen the adverts on TV and heard on radio, but beyond that, are you doing anything else to ensure that the numbers come out?
It's good that you've seen them. The other one is what we are doing now. We are doing education. But we of course asked our district officers and the regional directors to be visiting the markets, the churches, and the mosque or whatever they are gathering, funeral and the rest, to also to be announcing and explaining it to them. So we are going all out to do the appropriate education.
Very well. Thank you so much, Dr. Siribo Kwaku, Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, for speaking to us on the ongoing voters exhibition exercise. Thank you so much, Dr. Siribo Kwaku. Eyewitness News is point blank on Eyewitness News. Let's get to some more reactions on this. Bernard Mona is being also complaining about the code. Let's listen to what he said.
I'm aware that when I got to the University of Cape Coast, for instance, to interact with some of our members, some of them tried using the short code, and more than 3 hours after they have sent the short code, they've not received any information as to whether they, concerning their voter ID card, whether it is captured by the new voters register, or they have not even seen any deductions whatsoever on their money. It simply means that something is not right. And I just want to urge the Electoral Commission that if they want to go digitalization, they must ensure that things are done well so that citizens will not have doubts of the process.
So that's flag bearer hopeful for the PNC and former national chairman of the party, Bernard Mona. Also, some exhibition officers at the Takrady Presbyterian Church and the Takrady Technical University polling stations who spoke to City News said although they are to verify about 1,000 voters each, less than 50 voters have so far checked their names.
Yesterday, we recorded a number of 27 for the 3 polling stations. And today, as at 9, we've only recorded 2. So I think that education should be sent out more so that people can register. But I think that the reason why people are not coming in is because of the code, the short code that you can do the check your name online. That's why people are not coming. But we are also here to serve. So please kindly come around so that we can verify your name.
With Presby, JHS and primary school, with the JHS, we have 339 voters in the voters register. And then with the primary, we have 420 in the voters register. But as at yesterday, the JHS recorded 15, that is 9 male and then 6 female. And then the primary school recorded 11, 8 male and then 3 female. As at this morning, the JHS has recorded 5 with 3 male and then 2 female. And then the primary has recorded 7, 4 male and then 3 female.
Are you encouraged by the numbers coming, or you think something should be done?
Looking at the numbers, it seems it's because of the code they have brought it. Maybe some of them are using the short code to check their name.
All right, so you heard some exhibition officers in the secondary Takrady Metropolis speaking to our man Akwesi Anim AJ there. So this is how we conclude today's edition of the program. It came to you live from our studios here at number 11. Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra, show produced by Nana Kobna Wilson and Beverly London. Technical assistance given by Emmanuel Latte. Earlier you heard Akosia Ochri. Social media support by Edwin Kwakofi. My name is Selom Adunu. Up next is Face to Face with Gabi Osarichidako. Face to Face with Omaru Sanda Amadu. His guest is Gabi Osarichidako, private legal practitioner. Have a good evening.